Welcome to Lead Today community. Hey, one of the things I want to clear up right away is sometimes people think that because of our name Lead Today that it's something about leadership consulting. It has to do with organizational theory, and though we get involved in those things, really what we do most is we help others live with purpose. We come alongside. We're really a ministry that comes alongside and helps people discover the meaning in life and the significance of life. Really, if we can help people discover purpose, how much better their life is, how much stronger they are. So today's topic is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. One of the things that I have come to believe in my life is that if I can lead myself well at home, then I can lead almost anywhere. I want to say that again. If I can have the humility and the courage and the love and the faith and the discipline to lead myself well in my most significant relationships, and then I can pretty much lead anywhere. And the relationship that I want to talk about today is our marriage. If you are married, if you are thinking about being married, if you are on the other side of a divorce, if you're trying to heal from that, then all the things that I'm going to say over the next few minutes I think will be helpful for you. Also, I want to add, if you find that the things that I say are helpful and encouraging, would you please share it with others and invite others to join this brand new Lead Today community, this online community. I want to read to you a text out of Ecclesiastes. Maybe you've never even heard of that. I don't know. But Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9 says something that should be kind of common sense for all of us, but sometimes we forget. It says, two are better than one because they have a good return for their work. If you've ever been in a one-on-one relationship where it's a good team, you know that that is true. I have had a couple significant relationships where we worked really well together. It's amazing what we're able to get done. Sometimes more people get involved and they can muddy the water. That's just the truth. But two are better than one. Verse 10 says, if one falls down, his friend can help him up. But pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of three strands is not quickly broken. You know, I've been married for 40 years to Rhonda, and when I think about this verse 12, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. We've gone through seasons in our 40 years of marriage where we've actually pulled out that, cliche that it's you and me against the world, that we're going to walk back to back. In my work with leaders, there's a lot of principles that I have come to learn in my own life, in my own 40 years of marriage. I want to share some of them with you. These might seem a little bit random, not necessarily in order. So just, grab the ones that seem to speak to you and build on those. Let me share this with you. To me, marriage, every decade is different, and it requires a different skill set. And when we didn't have kids, when we were first married, there was a different skill set. When we had kids, when we were raising kids, when we became empty nesters, when we became grandparents, all of those things required a whole new commitment to gaining a skill set, to keeping our marriage vital and energetic. One thing, if you were to interview our two grown kids and their spouses, I have total confidence that they would say to you that mom and dad's number one commitment is to their marriage. That's one thing we've been consistent on. Now, let me make fun of us for a little bit. If we were to take one of those professional photographs, and we were to take a photograph of, let's say my mom and dad, who are living in Oregon, and their four kids, and the spouses of those four kids, and the grandkids and the great-grandkids. And if we were to put this big old portrait, I'm not sure how many people that is, but it's a lot of people. You know, they could do a great job. And we could hang that up over our fireplace, and people would walk in and come over and look at it and admire it, and they should, because we're a good family. I would say we're a very good family. I would say we're a great family. But being a great family doesn't mean that we don't have scars, that we don't have wounds, that we haven't had battles, that it hasn't gotten ugly. Oh my goodness gracious, no. That would be far from the truth. To say that we're out of the woods would be an exaggeration. All of that would be wrong. But what you need to know about my family, and I hope it's true for your family, is we're in the fight. We're in it to win it. We're absolutely in it to win it. And that is true for our marriage. But I'm going to give you some more principles. But remember the first one I've already shared with you, right? Because here's what happens. You commit yourself to your business. You commit yourself to your ministry. You commit yourself to whatever it is that you do to contribute to your family. But often what happens is the marriage gets shortchanged. The marriage gets the leftovers. The marriage doesn't get the intentionality. It doesn't get the strategic planning. It doesn't get the reviewing of the calendar. It doesn't get the commitment of making it better. It doesn't get that. It often gets the leftovers. Let me continue with some of the notes that I've taken. One is that Rhonda and I, we ask ourselves, how good of a friendship do we have going in our marriage? How good of a friendship? We've created affirmations. I'm going to share those with you in a little bit and tell you how we use them. But like I said, one of the things that we try to encourage all marriages, if they're raising kids, is the best thing that you can do for your kids, the best thing that you can do for them is not spoil them. It's not to take parenting classes. It's not to go on family vacations. It's not to make sure they do well in school. All of those things are important. All of those things are important. But the very best thing that you can do for your marriage, for your kids, is to have a great marriage. I want you to write that down. If you're raising kids, you need to know that the best thing that you can do for those kids is to have a great marriage. Because from the strength of a great marriage overflows blessings, overflows abundance. Let me say it another way. When it comes to your work, your profession should get the benefits of your abundance, not your adrenaline. And the same is true for your marriage. But often what happens is, and I said this already, but your marriage gets the leftovers. So don't let that happen anymore. Make your marriage the priority. Give your marriage the abundance of what it needs, not the leftovers. I want to share with you some affirmations that Rhonda and I wrote. I'm almost out of time, so I want to read these to you as quickly as I can. Now, marriage affirmations are what we have sat down together and have written together. And we have made a commitment to read these to ourselves and to commit these to our marriage. And sometimes we sit down together and take turns reading through them. I want to read them for you to consider. I am my spouse's biggest fan. I regularly express words and deeds of appreciation, praise, and support directly to my spouse and in front of others. 3, my conversations in person, phone, or text are always tender in word and tone. 4, when in the presence of others, my spouse is my priority. I encourage my spouse to enjoy time away for personal pursuits. And then finally, I will seek to understand how I can encourage and support my spouse today. If you enrich your marriage, if you make a commitment not to simply survive your marriage, but to make it the stinking best marriage on the planet, it will overflow into every area of your life. Every single one.